We're now listening live to On Air with
Yeah,
Sir.
welcome back to On Air with Sir. Hanging out in California right now, man. Getting ready to go to New York soon. I got a very special guest on the phone, an author, my boy, William J. Warren. He is the author of Hard Love, The Pleasure and the Pain. What's going on, William? How you doing, man?
Oh man, I'm doing great, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. It's a little hot in California, but I can't complain. I can't complain.
Same here, same here. Good old dirty South.
All right, so listen, tell everybody about this book, man, Hard Love. What is it?
Yes, Hard Love is a variety of poems that are written basically a chapter at a time. Or each poem basically comprises a chapter of my life. Some of them may be breakups. Some of them may be new relationships. Some of them may be trying to understand why I'm just so upside down in this system, this corrupted system. A few names of some of my poems are The Breakup, Corruption, Why Do Fools Fall in Love, and one of the fans' personal favorite is Gangsta Zone. Gangsta Zone. So that's basically it. My book, I've got some poems in there as recent as the last 2 years, and I have some poems as far back as 1994. You know, so my book was basically inspired by my mother, who was an English teacher, director, professor, producer, and all those good things. She passed away of colon cancer in 2009, and I just had it impressed upon my heart that I should share my gift with the world. And I called it Hard for the hard experiences, the rough experiences, and the tough times. And I called it Love, obviously, for those who held me down, my family, friends, and loved ones.
All right, yeah, so at what point did you decide that you wanted to become an author?
I decided good question. That was a good question. I decided that I wanted to become an author right around the time when all of my buddies were wanting to be rappers, which was about high school, 12th grade of going to school at Miami Northwestern Senior High School. And I just felt that I had so much more to share that could be comprised and could be compiled in more than just a CD. I feel like CDs aren't as lasting, as long lasting as books. So yeah, about 18, 19 years old, around that area, you know, I started going through some things. I got exposed to some bad times, and you know, that's the era of Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood, and Set It Off. You know, so it was just impressed upon me that these words, my vocabulary, my skills, my love for writing has to be it has to be put in the book. That's when that dropped in my heart and my spirit.
So my question for you is, what do you tell the inspiring authors out there, the kids that are in high school right now, the people that are in college, and, you know, just give them some type of words of encouragement?
Be true to yourself. Know yourself and be true to yourself. Know your identity. You know, don't try to be a carbon copy of anybody else. You know, there's only one you. You are unique. You are special. You are somebody that God created to have a purpose to leave a mark on this planet and amongst the generations. So that would be the first thing. The second thing would be is get your vocabulary up. And the third and final thing would be reading is more important than television.
I like that. Reading is more important than television. I like that.
Yes, sir.
That is, I like that one right there. That's pretty deep, you know, like if you think about it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so what does the future look like, man? I mean, tell me the next year for you, man.
Wow, 2015 is a beautiful looking year, just from the outset. I'm glad you asked that because things are falling into place in such a beautiful fashion. Sometimes, you know, we can't control things, but you know, when we keep pushing ahead, I got my audio book that's out right now for Hard Love. I have a EP that's coming out. I'm gonna say around Christmas, of basically 20 tracks that I put to music. And I have book 2 coming out. The sequel to Hard Love is coming out. And my third book, which is a book for the young men on not just etiquette and style, but it's for the young men and the young women too, who wear those low cuts, those crew cuts, those brush cut cravatas, the old school calls it. That my third book is going to be called How to Get Waves. And aside from that, the peripheral things that I'm working on are my Save Our Sons campaign down here in Miami, South Florida. We're doing field trips. We're doing chess clubs, which is more than a chess club, but we call it a critical thinking camp. Because a lot of our young people, they don't know how to deal with emotions. They don't know how to make good, sound decisions. So that's it, bro. I'm burning the candle at both ends sometimes. But this is a work. Our young people need us, and one of the things I tell people, parents, young and old, I tell them, look, if we don't mentor our kids today, tomorrow they most certainly will be our tormentors if we don't mentor them today. So, hey, that's what's up, bro. Save Our Sons, EMP, and hey, we got to pull some brothers together. We need more role models. Barack Obama can't do it by himself.
Right. Okay, so my next question for you, man. What inspires you?
What inspires me?
Yes. What inspires you?
Wow. I get my motivation comes from a few different places. My beautiful wife inspires me, Davika Williams Warren. My son inspires me. Truth be told, man, when I see some of my young brothers walking around with their pants sagging, when I see my young brothers and my young sisters talking to each other, and every other word is a profane word, is a word that didn't take any brain matter to come up with, that inspires me. That inspires me to go out and write another poem, write another book, write a short story, because the condition, if it doesn't make you angry seeing how our young people 25 and up are killing themselves, teen pregnancy on the rise, just alcohol abuse, gun violence, if that isn't motivation, then something is wrong. I mean, my heart goes out to young people, R.I.P. to Jordan Russell Davis, Trayvon Martin, Oscar Grant, Eric Gaynor, Emmett Till, and all those who we've lost, so it's time for us who are in the game to get in the game and get off the sideline, man. So that is my motivation to help our young people. Every time I see a smile or see them, hurting, man, that moves me. It stirs me up.
All right, man. So before we get out of here and get to our next song, man, you got any last words for my audience?
Do not let anything or anyone keep you from being the best you that you can be. A great author, a friend of mine, wrote a book that says maximize your potential. The wise word that I have for your listeners and our listeners is tap into your gifts. Your gifts will make room for you, whatever it is. So the reason why we're struggling one of the reasons why we're going through and having so much trepidation and trials and tribulations is because we're not using our gifts. We are. There are some of us who are tapping in and working it out, but there are too many of us who just sitting down and not diving all the way in, man. We have some people that can be the next surgeons, the next doctors, lawyers, engineers, and we have to stop focusing so much on football and basketball and acting and singing and entertaining. We need to get fired back up into being, where it's cool to be smart, where it's, that back in the 60s and the 70s and, the early 80s, it was admired. If you wanted to be a teacher or a doctor or a lawyer, that was admirable, because, our education at that time was connected to the struggle. So now today, it's admirable to be the next LeBron, next Michael Vick, but what are these brothers what are they actually doing?
Yeah.
for the young ones. So
Yeah.
that's it, brother.
All
I
right,
don't want
man.
to get
So
long-winded.
yeah. So how can people get your book, bro?
Yes, my book is available wherever books can be purchased, all the way down to eBay, Craigslist. My book is on Amazon.com. My book is on Books A Million, Borders, Barnes and Noble, the big way we're working on getting in Walmart next, coming up soon. My book can also be purchased from Exilibris.com. That's XLIBRIS.com. And my email is WilliamJWarren098 at gmail.com. That's WILLIAM J Warren WARREN 098 at gmail.com.
All right, cool, man. Well, thank you so much for calling up, bro. I gotta get to my next song. With everybody, make sure you go and get his book, man. Warren, this is the man right here, my boy William J. Warren. Thank you so much for calling. Okay.
Yes, sir. By the way, check me out on Twitter, TrillWill30.
All right, we got you, bro. Thanks for calling. Peace.
You're now listening live to On Air with Seth.